Hey everybody, this is Mike with One Stop Co-op Shop, and I'm back to Dante. If you watch my previous video, I traveled through the second circle of hell, lust, and I have now reached the boss of this area, Achilles, the legendary warrior. And we're going to see how this boss battle goes, and just kind of talk you through the boss battling mechanics, especially if you didn't watch my original preview, because while the adventure mode changed quite a bit with how tests are resolved, this one is pretty similar to the original design. Not a lot of rules change here, which is good, because I thought the boss battling was great in the original version. But let's do a bit of reading. So here's Achilles. Let's see what he has to say. As if your bodies could feel his presence, you tremble as your minds take some time to process what your eyes can see. I never forget a man's face, the warrior breaks the silence, and I do not remember you. You are certainly not with the Order, but you are not condemned either. Who are you? I am Dante Alighieri, the poet speaks, and this caravan is that of champions in the service of Christianity. In the name of the high power, I ask you let us pass. The future of humanity is in our hands, and we have no quarrel with you. That is odd. This is the second time I hear the same story, but I dare not question his designs. Apparently, the Supreme Leader also believes in the sanctity of his task. If you want to pass, I'll make the same offer I made to that army. 7 more circles they wanted to descend, so an 8th of them had to stay. As there are only 5 of you, I'm afraid it's only fair that you leave 1 behind. Will it be you, Alighieri? Achilles proposes with a cynical smile. No, let him go! I will fight you in his place! The artist takes the lead. The devotee deep down realizes that she lacks the courage to do the same. The poet, however, intervenes. Your gesture is noble, my friends, but the price is too high. We have no choice. This is your cue. Famous last words. So be it. I really wanted to find out how skilled the champions of Christendom are. The son of Peleus provokes you. All right, so we have some special rules to set up. We've got a diagram. I'll show you how that works in a second. They tell us where our characters are going to start, our beginning positions on the fierceness track, which will often determine who he attacks. And just to show you, we could have had 3 different things happen in setup based on choices we made during the adventure phase, but we didn't do any of those because we didn't find a spear, we didn't take the potion. So this is going to be a straight up regular fight. So a few things about the battles. First of all, you'll see that there are these levels. You can only walk up levels where there are stairs, unless you have an ability that has climb in your movement. But if you get knocked off a level, you take some automatic damage called falling damage. The boss can as well, but usually it's not going to be enough to pierce their defenses, so it's kind of a waste to even worry about it. There are also these little treasure chesty things that you can go into to get these cards called findings that give you a one-time use bonus. Those do not persist after the fight, so if you get the findings, you want to use them right away. We've also got these columns, these pillars in 1 and 2 height levels. They can help you avoid an attack from the enemy. And also they can give bonuses based on height. That's mainly important for the archer, the outlaw. And special for this fight, we've got these whirlwind figures. We can interact with them when we're in the same area as them, which is one of these big squares, to teleport to an area with another whirlwind, so we can kind of like fly from one to another. And also a lot of Achilles' cards will be using this drag thing where the whirlwinds move and drag everything with them. That's really important with Achilles because if he gets dragged, his spear gets left behind. And that's the only time we can attack his spear deck and try to destroy his spear to weaken him greatly in the fight. But then he'll often get cards that'll move him back to it. So that's one of the kind of core mechanics here. Although I did glimpse at the other possibilities. If he didn't have his spear, he'd have his shield and would fight very differently. But each boss battle has 1 or more objectives that we have to achieve. This one's interesting. This one is very fail forward, apparently. If we're defeated by Achilles, then we read an act of mercy. If we defeat Achilles, then we read the fall of the proud. So we're going to advance whether we win or lose, which makes sense since he's supposed to be the best warrior ever, right? And each boss will have 1 or more action decks, and these are double-sided. On the back is their reaction. Think Kingdom Death Monster or some of these other games where they actually like do nasty stuff to you when you hurt them. In the last fight against King Minos, there were actually 2 or 3 different characters, each with their own deck. Here now, all of these kind of represent Achilles. So we've got his spear. This we can only attack, like I said, when it's left behind. Otherwise, we can't attack it, but he'll still activate it every turn. So he's going to get 3 actions every turn. Pretty nasty. Then he's got his main deck, which we got to defeat to actually kill him. And then he's got his heal, his weakness, which is only 3 cards. So if we can defeat that, hit him 3 times with this and turn these into wounds and take them away, then he'll only get to activate twice. If we can knock his spear away, then we can make sure he only activates once. So, those are goals we can go for. We'll see how it works out. And I have assigned the cards that I gained. So the Caduceus and Charon's Rags from the first circle, I've given both to the mercenary. I gave the redeemed trait to the artist. the Merciful trait to Annabelle, where she can take somebody else's wounds, because at least in my last fight, she got hit the least. And then I gave the Outlaw Paris's bow instead of his starting long bow, so he has a theoretically better weapon to use. Now you might say, hey Mike, what happened? Why is the Artist a companion now and the Mercenary is your main character? Well, I found this a little weird. I feel like this was a mistake. I don't know. But they took away, with the new level 2 Mercenary card, they took away his one skill that would let him attack consistently. So he literally has no way on the companion side to do an attack. I mean, he does have this improvised strike where he can hit them with furniture, but they have to be in a space with furniture to do that, which is, not always going to be the case. So I found that a little weird, but a beautiful thing about the game, I'm complaining about what seems to be a mistake here in design. The beautiful thing about the game is that it's so ridiculously easy to switch which character you're using. So I just flipped Sophia to her other side, swapped the vigor values for the two characters, put her there. And then I flipped this guy to his full character side, grabbed his deck of 7 cards, and just like the Artist had done at the end of the first circle, upgraded one of his level 1 cards to a level 2 card. So he still has 7 cards in his deck. So yeah, it's very easy to switch things up. By the way, let's see what he's got. Battle Breath. Whenever you receive Invigorate, you restore 1 additional Vigor point, so he heals better than other people. That's awesome. And then Skillful Parry Reaction. When damage is being inflicted on you or another champion in the area you are in, you may discard a card from your hand to block 3 of that damage. That's very nice too. So he's just going to stay alive. And he's still got the Aggressiveness token from that one test we passed. That can be used to add 6 damage straight up to an attack I'm doing. And the Artist has the green token from her test, which is going to let her block 6 damage she's about to receive. Now, very important is that all our characters start kind of like tired and they get into the battle as things go along. So for a full character, I'm starting with 3 of these like cooldown, I forget what they were called, 3 of these cards that are like blocking spots. And at the beginning of each round, I'm going to take away 1, which means then I'll have 1 space to play a card in, because you can't play cards on top of cards unless an ability allows you to. And then at the beginning of round 2, I'll have 2 spots. And then at the beginning of round 3, I'll be fully enabled. Although a lot of effects will stun your characters, sometimes even your own effects that you trigger. And those will recover these things and deal damage if they're all already covered. The companions work a little bit differently. They get these 3 action tokens. And at the beginning of the match, they're all off the board. And at the beginning of each round, they get 1 over here, which basically gives them 1 of 3 abilities they can resolve. And once they are fully ready to go, they can do each of the abilities once per turn, because they don't have a deck of cards. But I think that's enough to go off of. I'll explain like the special abilities they have and their actions and stuff as we go. So let's jump into the first round. So first we would resolve a cleanup step where any of these action tokens would go away or any cards on my full player's board would be discarded. That doesn't happen. Then we have the rebuild step, which only applies to player characters. I'm going to draw 4 of my 7 cards as my initial hand. And I always draw up to 4. If I didn't have enough cards in my deck, I will reshuffle, but first I gain a sin card, which is going to limit my options unless I choose to enact the sin, which is then going to block up my board. Because I didn't say, whenever you get wounded, whenever your vigor goes down to 0, you're going to block up one of these spots. And also whenever you play a sin card, you're going to block one of them up. So for companions or characters, if all 3 are blocked, that companion or champion is defeated. And once 1 champion is defeated, we're going to resolve Achilles' winning thing and see what happens. Yeah, so rebuild step here, I just get 4 cards. Now we go into preparation. This is where we get free healing. So each of us prepares 1. For the champion, that means I take away 1 of these cooldown cards. And for the companions, I add 1 of those little action tokens. And then we each gain Invigorate 3 to give us some more health each round. For the warrior, that's going to be 4, so he's at 8. Everyone else gets 3. And then we go into the action phase, and we can freely take actions in whatever order we want. So the warlord could do one thing, then the artist could do something, then the devotee could do something, then back to the warlord. Very free-form kind of action system. So first, there are some very basic actions you can take. For 1 vigor, because you're spending vigor for the basic actions, you can move 1 space. You can go up a level if you have stairs, or you can just go orthogonally in any direction. You can't go up a level without stairs if you don't have climb. And each of these areas has 4 spots for our characters and 1 spot for Achilles. But they still count as 1 area for range and movement. So like I can go boop, boop, and whenever you move, you choose where you want to end up. For 1 vigor, you can also interact with something in your area, which could mean climbing up one of these columns. It could mean opening one of the treasure chests. It could mean teleporting with one of the whirlwinds. And then for full champions, I can play a card as an action. It's going to take the amount of add the amount of fierceness here, which is going to move me on that fierceness track that determines which person the boss is probably going to target. Or with companions, I can take their currently 1 action thing and move it to 1 spot they haven't covered yet. So what I want to be doing, I want to try to be hitting his heal, which requires 13 damage to be successful. That's a lot of damage. And this 4 value is how likely he is to counterattack when I attack him. So if I roll 4 or more of the fumbles in my attack, then he'll flip whichever card is on top of that deck and do a special thing with it. Gosh, he freaking always pretty much counterattacks when I attack him. And then his spear needs a 7. And one special rule, his Achilles heel can only be wounded once per round. So even if I try to wound it multiple times, I can only take away 1, but it's only got 3 cards. So again, it's going to die pretty quickly. And he's also got this rearm ability where he picks up his spear if he moves into it. And some of his effects are going to give him wrath tokens. And when he gets 5 of those, he'll go crazy and try to kill us. So that's fun. And you can technically see what's on top of each deck, although I'm not sure I care right now because I'm going to theoretically do some damage and then they won't be on top anymore. Like I said, I might as well look at what his spear is going to do because this I can't attack yet. So if he's wielding the spear, he moves 1, distancing from the closest champion in any range. And then he throws the spear at the area of the farthest champion in any range is in, inflicting 12 aggravated damage. Divided evenly among the champions of that area. So I might want to be together just to divide the damage up. Oh, yikes. I just looked up what aggravated damage means. Usually when you get hit by a big attack, if it takes your vigor track down to 0, you get a wound, but all the rest of the damage is ignored. With aggravated damage, it keeps going. So if one person gets hit for that 12, they could get wounded twice. It'd be 2/3 of the way to dead. We'll see how fast this fight goes. But anyway, we get to go first. And I don't know if we can get a 13 damage heal strike right off the bat without building up first. Well, we might be able to. Here, I'm going to have Annabelle, the devotee, use her Infuse Power ability. So it says she receives Inspire 1. Inspire you can use to change fumbles into double hits. So it's pretty awesome for mitigation. And it says you or another champion within range 2 receives Empower 4. That's going to give you +4 dice the next time you attack. And then she could discard 4 inspired tokens to heal somebody. Well, clearly that's not going to happen. And here, I think I have a combo I can do. I'm going to give both to the artist. Okay, then I'm going to have her do Acrobatic Routine. She can move forward with Climb. She's going to get Empower 2 more dice each time she changes levels without stepping on the same area. And then she gets Prepare 1, which is going to give her another action immediately. So she does advance 1 on Fierceness. And here, I'm not really going to show this because it's pretty far off to the side. But what is she? She's the purple character. So she's now currently Achilles' primary target. And she needs to get behind him to hurt his heel. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 because she had Climb. And that's going to get her 4 more Empower. So she's got +8 dice, which might be too much, especially because she doesn't want to fumble. But that's okay. Then she's going to take 2 Vigor to move right behind the guy. Or spend 2 vigor, I should say. She's down to 6. And then with her prepare, she's going to do her main attack. Hide in the shadows. She must be behind the malefactor. She gets Invigorate 5, so she's up to 11 vigor. And then she gets an attack with +2 dice. So the basic level of dice is from your weapon, here 3. So +2 makes it 5. Her daggers say when she's attacking, she may pay 1 vigor to add 1 hit after the roll, so she can get a little bit of mitigation there. So that's 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Is that right? Yeah, so if we roll the average of 1 hit per die, then we're going to break through the heal. So that's a lot of dice, but also kind of the bare minimum. There's no mitigation here. She can't re-roll or anything. In most cases, some weapons and things will give you the ability to. Okay, that seems pretty good. 4, 6, 8, 11, 13. Okay, she doesn't even have to take the vigor, but she also is doing a fumble, which is bad because with some cards, they'll negate the damage if you get a counterattack, so this might happen to her. So I needed 13 to do a wound. For every multiple, I would have done another wound, so if I had done 26, then I would have done 2 wounds. But this is the threshold for them to counterattack. And for every point above it, you'll take more damage from some of the effects in the attacks. If I'd rolled 7 fumbles or 8, it'd be way worse. So I take the top card of the heal deck, which is a sweep kick, and I'm wounding it, so I flip it over and discard it, but first I'm going to resolve the counterattack on the same card. If I'd done multiple wounds, I would have discarded all of them, but only the top one would counterattack. Let's see. Back jump. Inflict 4 base damage on the fiercest champion in the area Achilles is in. Okay, so that means Sophia's taken 4. The base damage part means that this one would be boosted if she had rolled more fumbles. So if she had rolled 6 fumbles, she'd take 6 base damage. Okay, so she's down to 7. That's fine. And then he moves 1, distancing from the attacking champion. And that's it. Good. So now he's only got 2 cards left, but we can't wound his heal again this round. So distancing means he has to move away, but we get to choose when it's tied. So he could actually go to any of these 4 spots. What was his bow or spear throw going to do again? So he's going to move 1 away from us and then throw at the farthest champion. And I want to have some control of that. So let's get him right between us. By the way, he does not change facing, well, actually, except, I should say, in a case like this, whenever they're attacked from behind, they immediately switch facing. But besides that, they just kind of retain their facing no matter where they are, unless an action actually says they're going to change the direction they face. All right, so what else might I want to do? I kind of want to keep all 3 of these characters together so that we can, again, split the damage from his spear throw. But yeah, you know what? I might have the outlaw leave a trap. So there's a nice little thing. It says you receive Invigorate 5, then you set a trap within range 1. And then if you're not on the ground level, you set the trap within range 3. And basically when the boss moves onto it, they just take an automatic wound. Only on their main deck, but they can't get a reaction. So it's a nice little thing. So sure, Invigorate 5 will get him to his max of 12. And then he can leave a trap. Oh, wait, he can only do it within range 1. So let's maybe spend 1 vigor first to come into here. And then maybe another vigor to climb up this pillar. So it'll be at 10 now after the bonus. But then I can put it within range 3. And I think when he throws the spear, he's going to run away from the closest person. So we can have him go here. Sorry, you can't see it, but it's behind that pillar. And take the wound there. And all the devotee and the mercenary move into the same spot to, again, split the spear damage, 1 vigor each. And then the only person who hasn't done a main action is me. So to show you some options, Stay Strong lets me get released if I'm being held, because a lot of the bosses will grab you. And then I'll heal and get more if I have wounds. I don't really want to do that. This one doesn't attack, and it's better if they're holding something. Unfortunately, I don't know if Achilles does that much. He's probably just going to attack with the spear, so I might have drawn the wrong cards here. Transversal Swing, you may make an attack with a +2 die bonus or gain 4 in power. Let's go ahead and play that. So I'll have +4 dice next time I fight. And all right, I think we're going to call it there and to see how painful all this is. So first he does his power throw. So if he's wielding the spear, he moves 1, distancing from the closest champion in any range. And we're going to have him move into the trapped area and he'll take 1 wound, so the next card in his action deck. And then he's going to throw his spear at the area the farthest champion of any range is in, inflicting 12 aggravated damage divided evenly among the champions in that area. And then the spear stays there, I think, although he might just come get it in a second. So with my skillful parry ability, I can discard a card. Where's that? Yeah, the one that works if I'm being held, which I don't think will matter. So I'll discard that, getting me closer to drawing a sin card to block 3 of the damage. So we each only take 3 from the 9. Not too bad. And then stick the spear into the area the champion is in. Yep, already did that. Now, wounded cards get discarded. Ones that get resolved just go to the bottom because this is also representing the spear's life. But now we could, if we wanted, attack the spear while it's right here. Okay, what's next? Heroic Leap. Advance to the area the fiercest champion is in at any range. Which actually, for better or worse, how it worked out means it's still the artist. Oh god, inflict 12 damage. I should have looked at this. Is divided evenly among the champions the area Achilles is in. Now, she does have her 6 block token, but she's at 6 vigor, which means that she would still be wounded. And this is not aggravated damage. So if she just tanks the entire 12, she'll only actually take 6 damage. She jumps back to 6 vigor, and she'll be wounded. That part sucks. So she gets her last token, the one that wasn't on her board, flipped to its wound side. So she'll still have 2 actions to do next turn. But yeah, it's not great. Okay, then he discards 1 enraged token if he hits a single champion in the previous step. He receives enrage 1 if he hit 3 or more champions. Well, this part's at least good. He didn't have any enrage to discard, but he's not getting any. Oh, and then the circle whirlwind drags to D3. So there's the circle one based on the base. And I think you get to pick when it's equidistant. They like go in straight lines. So do I want them to drag my artist and Achilles? I don't think I do, because right now the outlaw's got a nice shot at his back. So we'll just have it go to there. And that's it. Oh, no, it's not. Crud. He still has his heal activation. Rapid Strat. If the spear is stuck into the board, Achilles advances to the air with the spear and retrieves it. Okay, so even more reason to get rid of his heal as quickly as I can. Otherwise, I'll never be able to take care of his spear. Otherwise, nope. Achilles receives Fortify 1. And they don't have a good token guide, like component guide in the rulebook for some reason, but I think this seems to be it, right? It's the same symbol as their shield. So he's got +1 shield. I think it's for everything too, which is a nightmare. Like not just him, but maybe his spear and his shield too, I think. All right, but anyway, it's back to us. That hurt. So I discard any cards that are on my board. Then we all get to do the thing. So I'm getting 4 back. Everybody else is getting 3. And then all of these actions become available, and my champion or my companions, besides the artist, have an extra one. So they can do 2 of these things this turn. All right, so I can't go after the spear, but I want to get a nice heal hit and then like just smack him as hard as I can for as many wounds as possible. All right, so I think the outlaw might have a good chance of damaging the Achilles' back. Well, first I'm going to do Infuse Power again. So she's going to get another Inspiration, and she can use them for one of her other attacks in a second, which I might do. And she's going to give the Outlaw 2 of the Empower things. Then with that, I'm going to use Perch, which is another 0/1. He can advance to the top of a standing pillar within range 1. He gets 4 more Empower, and the next attack he makes this round has +2 dice and unlimited range. So he's going to have, that's +10. Oh man, it's going to be so many dice. In fact, maybe I should even do a not heal attack with this. I think I might not. Yeah, you know what? So I'll have him advance over here and get 4 more Empower. Now I just want to do some regular damage. I'll have somebody else hit the heal. So I'm going to do a Power Shot. So it's this one. It's going to move him up 2. He gets a 3 dice bonus if he's above the target. He gets an additional 2 dice, so 5 dice. So 5 dice, 7 dice, 15 dice, 18 dice. This is the reason I didn't want to attack the heal. I don't really need 18 to do 1 damage, but with 18 I might be able to do 2 or 3 wounds to the other thing. And he can suffer stun with Fatigue 4 to grant Precision 2 to his attack, which means the fumble value needed is 2 higher. I mean, he's probably still going to counterattack me, but at least a little bit weaker. What stun means is it would put a new cooldown spot on one of my card things if I was a full character. Here, instead, I remove one of these back off the board. So he's like 1 phase back in terms of how unlocked he is. And the Fatigue 4 part means if he was already fully stunned when he did that, then he would take 4 damage instead. All right, so what was it? 18 dice? All right, I had to put it down. Come on. Well, it looks really good. Like, we're definitely going to get a counterattack. His counterattack value of 1. Well, I guess 3 with the precision. But we only have a 2 bonus to whatever he counterattacks with instead of a bunch more. So that's 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. With his boosted value being 7 instead of 6. That sucks. We only get through 2 instead of 1, but okay. So we discard 2, but we flip only the top one for the counterattack, which is Mockery. That doesn't sound great. Move 2, approaching the least fierce champion in any range. Currently that's a devotee, so he's already there. Okay, and then he inflicts 2 base damage on the fiercest person in that area, and 2 base with +2 is 4. That's all going to the warrior. Or the mercenary, what was he called? Oh, God, and that champion suffers stun 1 with fatigue 6. Okay, so slightly annoying. I'm now locked out of playing a second card. Oh, I didn't even look at my new cards. Heavy throw. There must be furniture in the area you're in. Yes. Throw the furniture piece at a maledictor within range 2, inflicting 5 damage on them. You pay up to 5 vigor points to inflict the same amount of additional damage. Oh, that's pretty nice. And that's, again, a, uncounterable attack. Oh, wait, I lied. I assumed it was the mercenary, but actually the devotee was the one with higher stuff. Oh, that's not ideal. Okay, and then she's being stunned. I was about to do the exemplary punishment against her. Oh, no, I just checked, and it can be one assigned to something, so she'll still get her second action. Awesome. Yeah, actually, let's do that now, because she's still in the rear. So she's going to do this one, which is pretty awesome. Exemplary punishment. She inflicts 9 damage on a malefactor within range 2. She may discard as many inspiration tokens as she likes to increase the damage by 4 for each token discarded. So, again, I'm not sure, but I think the Fortify token applies to all of his values, which means she would need 14 instead of 13, so she needs to discard both of these, and it is going to put her at the front of the targeting list. But she gets to do the second to last wound to his heal for free, which is pretty great. All right, let's do something with the mercenary before I get the artist in. I'm going to do a heavy throw, but I actually want to keep this in, I think. So I'm going to have him spend 1 vigor to move here. Then I'm going to throw the furniture at him. I need to spend 2 vigor to get from 5 to 7, so I'll do that. I'm down to 6. But that'll be enough to do just 1 basic wound to his top card without it happening. And then I just put the Fallen Pillar, which we can't stand on anymore in any space I want. I don't know, over here. Then I'm going to keep on boosting for next time with Provoke. I'm going to get to the front of the line. I'm going to gain Invigorate 3, which will be 4 with my bonus, and Empower 2, so now I have +6 dice for later. Oh, crud, I forgot. Oh, why'd I forget? Empower dice don't stick around round around, so those ones from last time are gone. It means these ones would also be gone. So, gosh darn it. Yeah, I'm totally dumb. I forgot how the core rules work. I guess I'll still do it just to gain the invigoration and to be like the primary target at the front of the line for the rest of the round. But I was feeling all cool with like a super attack charged up, and that is not the case at all because that's not how the game works. All right, then I'm going to move the devotee 1 space just to get her. Yeah, I'm moving her up here because I want my rogue, my artist, to be able to get over here. And then she's going to do the same as last time. She's going to do acrobatic routine and then the hide in the shadows attack. And actually, that movement thing is better than I thought, because it said every time she changes levels, and it includes furniture. So she can go 1 up, 2 down, 3 on the pillar, 4 in same area behind him. Now that one doesn't count twice, but that was 1, 2, 3, so she gets +6. I should have had like +8 last time or something crazy. And then she's doing the attack, which is, remember, 3 base, +2 from attacking from behind. She invigorates 5, which is actually going to be wasted, unfortunately, because she was already very high up in vigor. But she's got, I think, 11 dice. Not crazy. Oh, I forgot she had the Redeemer thing. When she's attacking, she can pay 1 vigor to reroll 1 die after the rolls. We can use that, and then she can also add a hit with her daggers. All right, I can actually hold this number of dice. Oh, that's a great roll. Wow. What was it that I could do with Redeemer? Spend 1 vigor to reroll this? Heck yeah, because then I won't even get a counterattack. 1/3 chance of getting a fumble. So here we go. Yes. All right, let's see if I want to add 1 hit with another vigor. Probably not. 6, 8, 10. 12, 14, 16. Yeah, so even with it being 7 instead of 6, it'll be 2 wounds, but +1 hit wouldn't help at all. So that was fantastic. 2 cards gone with no counterattack, which leaves us with a lot. What is that, like 10 cards or so? It's not like crazy. I don't think we have to technically destroy his heal. I think you only have to destroy the core to defeat them. But, either way. But that's it. Oh, wait, I should look at what's on top, right? Because I could still move people with vigor. Well, whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine. So he's doing an oblique throw. If Achilles is wielding the spear, move 2 distance from the closest champion in any range. And he's going to throw the spear at that champion, inflicting 4 aggravated damage for each area it travels through until it hits them. Oh, man. All right, so I guess... Oh, he did get attacked from the back, so he's facing there. But I guess he'll go like that. And then he throws his spear at the artist. And it sticks in there. And she takes 8 damage, but she actually still has 3 left because she raised her stuff so high. And we got Gallant Flourish. Move 2, approaching the fiercest champion in any range. That's the red guy. Oh, no. Oh, crud. He's going to go right back to where the artist is and get his spear again because he's trying to approach the guy. Yeah, I should have actually read what the card said, Mike, instead of just rolling with it. So he's doing 8 damage on her. Well, I don't want to have one person get all the wounds. So Annabelle is going to use her merciful trait. So when another champion in any range suffers a wound, she can take that wound instead. And she was only at 1 vigor, so she's going to go back to 6 after taking the wound, which is not too bad. And then if she does, she invigorates 4 and powers 4. She's going to invigorate 4 because I just want to not be dead. By the way, the mercenary does have a Caduceus. He can take a sin card once to heal somebody. So if somebody gets to a second wound, we can try to deal with that. Okay, now he moves 1, approaching the least fierce champion in any range, which is the outlaw. So he's going to go right there. Oh, geez. And then inflict 4 damage on the least fierce champion in the area Achilles is in. Now, I could take 2 damage to, leap off the pillar and go somewhere else, but I'll just let him hit me for 4 because my guy's at 10, so he should be okay. He's about to heal 3 anyway. Okay, then the square whirlwind drags to A2. That's what's interesting. It just goes up here and brings the mercenary with it. All right. Okay, now there's only 1 heal card left, so they're just going to keep on resolving this until I can damage it. Rapid Stride. If the spear is stuck in the board, no. Otherwise, Achilles moves 3 in a straight line, inflicting 2 damage on each champion in the areas he steps into for each time he steps into them. All right, so he goes 1, ouch, 2, ouch, and then I think it counts as a move for him to turn around, so he's not going to hit the artist a second time, so she's down to 1 vigor. Yay, good job. And then he gets Fortify 1 again? How do I get rid of this? No, I don't see. I just looked in the rules. I don't see any automatic way to remove it. So theoretically, it'll be on some of his action cards. But we got to kill that heal so he stops doing that. Our new round. This time, you're going to see how sin cards work. So I have to draw. Where's my hand? I've got 2 cards in hand, so I have to draw back to 4. So I draw the 1 card in my deck. Now I trigger reshuffle, but before I reshuffle, I'm going to draw a random sin card into my hand, which in this case will mean I'm at 4 and I'll stop drawing. So I'll still have reshuffled my deck, but I won't have gotten anything from it. And here's an example of a sin card. So this will just sit in my hand, filling up space, being annoying. So when I draw to 4, I'll get fewer options. But I don't have to play it, and if I don't play it, it won't hurt me. It's not filling up one of my spots to make me lose. But I can play it for its ability, which is usually super powerful. So look, Abstain. When a malefactor at any range is about to counterattack, you can see the card before you decide. You receive Recall 1, and you cancel that counterattack. Recall, I think, means you get to take any card from your discard pile and put it in your hand. So you just cancel the entire terrible counterattack. It never happens. The damage gets done. But to do that, you have sinned, and it fills up one of your 3 spots, getting you closer to death, just like a wound. Now, there are some effects that expiate. A big one is Charon's Rags, which will let you get rid of one. It says, as a free action, you may spend this card and draw a sin card to cause you or another champion in any range to receive expiate 1. So basically, I could use a sin for its awesome power. I would get a new sin to my hand, but I would get to remove the sin and kind of get rid of that damage to myself. But I didn't get hit, dang it. All my vigor was kind of wasted. This is fully free now. And yeah, they're both wounded, but the outlaw is only at 2. And of course, we're gaining our invigorate. Had some waste there as well. And we'll see how things go. So I want to kill the heal really badly. So I got to get to 15 now, I guess. Which means she would have to build up inspiration twice. She could do that this round, but not get it actually done. So we'll try to have somebody else do it. Now, he's unfortunately in like a stupid corner, so literally the only place we can attack from the rear to hit his heal is here. Which kind of means that the artist is going to be the best we get. Let's see if we can make that happen. All right, so we can have the devotee do an invigorating prayer to get Inspire 1 and give the artist Invigorate 3. And then we could do Inspire Power to get her another Inspire 1 and give the artist 4 Empower. All right, so that's definitely something. By the way, I haven't used it yet, but the devotee does have a way to attack each turn with her Hallowed Monstrance weapon. It stuns her, but then she does better the more like cooldown tokens she has off her board. I just think the option from Exemplary Punishment and all that is better at the moment. All right, so if she does her like little leapy thing, she can get more of those, but it's probably still not enough yet. Well, I guess there's no other way for me to do it. So let's like move her away and then have her move back. Because look, I'll spend 1 vigor to go here, and then I'm going to use Acrobatic Routine, and I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, which I think that's +8. I don't know if I'm quite reading that thing correctly. So that gets her to +12 dice. Then she's going to do her Hide in the Shadows. So that's +14 with her daggers, 17. She can spend a vigor to reroll, remember, and she can spend a vigor to add a hit. So hopefully we can get to the 15 we need. Oh, and she's invigorating 5, which gets her to 11, and she's still got the block token, so she should be pretty safe. All right, here we go. Another big boy attack. Oh, that doesn't look as good. I don't think even a reroll is going to protect her. The heal has 4. Yeah, so she's going to get a reaction. 6, 12, 15, 17. So she did get to high enough. I don't think there's much point in rerolling. Now let's see what we got. Move 1, distancing from the attacking champion. This can trigger rearm. Redirect the damage being inflicted by this attack to Achilles. Gosh darn it. So I need to hit this one without a counterattack. It's probably going to have to be the devotee next turn. Okay, Achilles receives Enrage X. Oh, God, Enrage being the number of wounds received. So he's at 8. So this did do 2 wounds, and they're not going to have a reaction, at least, so that's good. So he's moving 1 away, and then I'm doing 2 wounds to Achilles, and Achilles is getting double enraged. Alrighty. Oh, and he turned around. This is great. This is great. Ooh, now he's facing the other way, though. Somebody else has a chance to hit him. And the fact that I got 6 fumbles didn't make it any worse, so that's okay. All right, so whoever hits him needs to not get to the 4 fumble thing, though. What the heck? Or actually, if I can make the outlaw do it with the bow, they could use that to do the precision thing and make it need 6 fumbles to trigger. But can they get to 15 damage? What could they do? Why do they only have 2 instead of 3? Did they get stunned at some point? Oh, right. The bow stuns them. Dang it. All right. So they could do Empower and +2 again if they like walked off the pillar they're on and then walked back onto it. So that'd be 5, 7, 11, 14. That's not really enough. What do they need? They need 15. Okay. Well, yeah, let's try it. So they're going to do they're going to move off for 1, do a perch to get Empower 4 and then +2 more. And then do that for +5 more. So again, that'll be 14 dice, and they are going to stun to have precision 2. So only 6 fumbles will trigger that auto defense thing. And they're just moving off and then going right on to the same thing again. All right, so come on. I just need a good hit here. What the? Whoa! Okay, that was too good. Well, clearly I had 6 value I needed to trigger a reaction. 4, 8, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. What the hey, dude? Good job. All right, so yeah, his heal is done. No more activations from his heal, but I still got to do like 8 or 9 more damage to his actual body to win. Oh, sorry, that counted as a rear attack, so he turns to face it there, who's shooting at my heal with Paris's bow. Oh, it was so epic. That's exactly how it's supposed to go. Mythologically, I mean. Now, so who's still at? Once again, it's only me, and I really want to be hurt, so I got to be the fiercest. So let's play some cards to make that fierceness happen. Oh, by the way, you know what? If you're saying that I could have used the abstain to cancel that heal defense, yeah, it would have been great to actually do that because then I would have done like, what, 2 more wounds without a reaction. Well, too late. All right. So I want to play some cards. I can play 3 now. Look, this one sucks. Yeah, I haven't been getting hurt. Ruthless Assault. You make an attack. The attack receives a +4 dice bonus for each wound you have, which is 0. I'm at max vigor, and I have no wounds. What's the best I can do? Hold the line would give me Empower 2. And then Grab Break would give me a +1 die. Ugh, gosh, I can try to do 1 wound and at least just piss him off, I guess, because I want to get my fierceness up. So sure. So I'll spend 1 vigor to go here. I guess I'll attack him from the back just to be annoying. And I have 6 dice. Gotta get to 8. Here, I can pay 2 vigor to add +2 dice to my attack from the longsword. But still, yeah, this is not like a great attack. Was that enough? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly enough. But he is triggering a reaction with a +1 bonus. But hey, I got the dude's attention. Riposte. That doesn't sound good. Move 2, approaching the attacking champion, inflicting 1 base damage on each champion in the area Achilles steps into as he steps into them. Oh, which is none because he's already there. So that's nice at least. But then, if he did not hit any champions in the previous step, Achilles receives Enrage 1. Okay, so he's at 3 out of 5. But besides that, that was actually a very nice card. And here we are down to 7 cards. I mean, he's so boosted right now that it's not going to be easy to kill him. But we're definitely getting there. And the mercenary's at the top of the fierceness. So that's the most important thing. Let's actually check what he's doing this time. So for his spear, he's going to move 2 in a straight line. Okay. So if I just move out of the way, that won't do anything. Oh, God. He gets Enrage X. X being equal to 2 minus the number of champions he hit in the previous step. So I might want to let him stab into me, which he would right now. He would go, it's only 2 in a straight line. What's his Enrage do anyway? After resolving, he discards all his Enrage tokens. Then he advances to the area with the fiercest champion and does 12 aggravated damage. I don't know if I want that. Oh, wait a second. The mercenary's over here. That's the artist. So I had to spend 2 vigor to move over here to even attack. And then he wouldn't have turned around. Okay, so sure. These 2 guys will be... Oh, wait, he's going that way then. So he's going to hit him. So let's send me to here for 1 more vigor. And that way he won't do the enrage thing. Okay, here we go. So fulminating lunge. He's going to move 2 in a straight line, doing 4 damage on each... okay. He's going here and then turning around. So he's doing 4 to each of them. Doesn't wound either of them yet, and then he gets 0 enrage. Nice. Oh, but he didn't drop his spear. Now he can actually attack him. Challenge. Move 2, approaching the fiercest champion. Well, he's already there. If the champion has 6 or more wounds, no, we have just 2, then he would do some stuff. Otherwise, he gets Enrage 1. Okay, so he's 1 away from triggering it. And then, this is annoying. Shuffle 2 Arcana cards into Achilles' action deck. Arcana cards are these major Arcana cards from the tarot. They can get resolved as like an action, but the big thing is when you wound a person while an Arcana card is on top, they can't counterattack no matter how many fumbles you get. So they're kind of a blessing and a boon because yes, it's just giving the guy straight up more life and potentially really nasty actions, but you can attack safely sometimes. In the square, Whirlwind's going to E2. Oh, geez, so he's going and bring in the devotee and the mercenary over here. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. That was another whirlwind. I think it was here, maybe. Okay, so just the DVT got grabbed. All right, but now we can just hammer him as hard as we want because, yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of defense and nothing to take away the fortify, but we can try to win. And like his facing doesn't matter that much anymore. Let's just go for it. But first, keep things simple. I'm going to go ahead and provoke so I cannot leave the top area. And I'm getting 4 Invigorate, so I'm up to 10 after the healing at the beginning of the round, and Empower 2, okay. And I'll get an attack off, I won't forget this time. And I think I'm going to do Transversal Swing as well to get Empower 4 more, and then I'll use, although it's not really going to do much, the Ruthless Assault to do an actual attack using the Empower. Oh, and I totally forgot that I have the +6 hit thing, so that should be nice. I mean, it would have been a waste last time because I needed 8 more to do a second wound, but on this attack, I'll be rolling quite a few more. Okay, so now that no one else can become the fiercest, and hopefully he'll target me, what do I do? Well, here, let's have Annabelle do Exemplary Punishment. 9 plus 8 from spending both of her current inspiration tokens is going to get her to 17, exactly enough to do 2 wounds without the guy reacting at all. Is that gonna... Ooh, we got an Arcana card on top. Perfect. All right, so now we want to do like the biggest attack we possibly can, which could be the mercenary, maybe. What if I have the outlaw gets really big attacks? Let's have him move down for 1, do his perch right back up again for his first of 2 actions, because remember, he keeps on stunning himself with the bow, although he's not going to this time because he didn't care about being more precise. And then he'll do his power shot. By the way, normally you can't do bow attacks from the same space as somebody, but being on a pillar makes you kind of count as being 1 away, so it works. So that's 5 from the perch. 9, 11 with the bow, 14, which I guess actually isn't insane. Yeah, there's no way for him to like reroll or anything. Should I use him for the Arcana? Well, here. Let's, I'll have Annabelle do her thing where she gets an Inspire and gives somebody else 4 more Empower within 2. Is she close enough? I think I might have cheated on that. Well, here, if I move her 1 first, then she'll be close enough. All right, so now he's got however many dice this is. Let me put it down again. All right, so I need 16 to do 2 wounds, 24 to do 3. God, those fortifies are annoying. Oh, that seems pretty good. It's 8, 10. Yeah, okay, we got to 16, and again, we don't care about the fumbles. They're not going to trigger anything. All right, so that ditches 2 of these. We got only 5 left, okay. This guy's going down easier than I thought he would for Achilles. It helps I'm not enraging him, and then I'm cheating around his counterattacks and stuff. All right, let's have the rogue go next. I'm actually going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to do her like little movie thingy for 4. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then I guess back to 4 because I want to be here. So it's only going to get her plus 4 dice this time because she only went up and down like new spaces twice. But let me use a different ability of hers, which is called Performance, where she copies somebody else's attack, including using their weapons. She's going to use the Outlaw's power shot to attack from above for plus 5. So that gets her plus 9 with the bow 12. I don't think she's going to stun herself. Well, actually, she might as well stun herself to get the plus 2 precision. I will say 12 seems like kind of a dumb thing to do. That's okay. I'm saying it's dumb because, like, I probably can't get the 16s. You don't really want to do, like, more dice for no reason. Whoops. If you don't need to, because you just increase the chance of, like, a bad counter. Oh, my gosh. Well, I guess it's good that I did all the dice because, look, that's only just 8. But then 6, so that's 5 bonus attack damage. Okay, so Interpel. If Achilles is wielding a weapon, redirect the damage being inflicted by the attack to it. Okay, so great, I'm hitting his spear. Otherwise, Achilles receives 4 to 5x. Well, okay, it's otherwise, we're not even going to pay attention to that. I'm just glad it went anyway, so this stays on top. Annoying. Now, she does, I realize we need 1 more damage to even get through on the spear, so I guess I'll spend 1 to use my dagger ability and do that. I think maybe I can do that after I've seen the card. Maybe I can't. All right, so that's gone. But I'm not really trying to kill the spear at this point. So that was stupid. Oh, wait, hold on. Does the weapon count as him for Fortify? I'm going to say it doesn't. I don't really know. But that seems like it would be dumb for the Fortify to affect that. I think the heal and his core totally makes sense. All right, well, crud, man. I was going to have the warrior attack, but if I get fumbles, this is going to get redirected to the stupid spear. Or is this supposed to go to the back? I'm not sure. I'm going to say it goes to the back. Yes, it helps me because now I have an Arcana card on top, but also it just seems kind of silly like to have the same redirect cards stick around over and over again when you have a whole deck. If I'm cheating, so be it. Okay, I'm already there, so let's just hit the guy with my, what was I using? Those were my discards. There we go, Ruthless Assault. I'm not getting any bonus from that, but I do have plus 6 from my Empowers. I can add 6 wounds if it'll make a difference. So it's 9 with my longsword. I'll take 2 vigor with the longsword bonus to make it 11. And then I can add 6 more with my auto attack thing. And he's not counterattacking because I might have cheated, but I put the Arcana on top. Ooh, although here, like, he would have barely counterattacked anyway. That's pretty dang good. 6, 8. It's 1 wound. 4, 6, 8, 2 wounds. Okay, so still not going to use my plus 6 attack bonus. But we got him down to 3 cards. Wow. All right, let's see how he replies. Power throw. If Achilles is wielding a spear, move 1. This is from the closest champion. Oh, this one again? Okay, so he didn't get attacked from the back at all, so I think he's just here. Okay, throw the spear at the area the farthest. Oh, the devotee is taking 12 aggravated damage. Oh man, she's got 11 vigor. She's losing all of it, getting wounded, then going down to 5. So she is at 2 wounds now. Because she's the one who could have taken a wound for somebody else. Well, here, my guy can use the healing on her in a second. But hey, the spear is not with him now, and I can actually, like, maybe capitalize on that. Okay, and Gallant Flourish. Move 2, approaching the fiercest champion in any range. This might trigger rearm. Approaching the fiercest is still red. So just here. Okay, if there are any champions in that area, inflict 8 damage on the fiercest. Yay, which is me. Oh, which means I get wounded. No, I can discard a card. Can I discard this? 99% sure I can't, so I'm going to assume I have to take the 8 damage and get wounded. So take one of these and flip it. They do have these like wound effects if you want to play on hard mode. I'm playing on standard mode where these effects don't apply and it's just blocking a spot. Okay, move 1 approaching the least fierce champion, then inflict 4 damage on the least fierce champion if there is any in his area. Least fierce this time is actually the devotee, so it is great. He just moves there. There is nobody there. He doesn't hurt anybody. Okay, and then the circle, whirlwind, drags to C3. Circle C3. Okay, so it just brings her down safely. She doesn't suffer fall damage from the whirlwinds. Okay, and we just got to do 3 damage, but like it actually has to get through. I know, man. Okay, so I have to take another sin card. Deceive. When you or another champion in any range is about to assign a wound, that champion does not assign the wound. Okay, so we don't take damage. That's good. And oh my gosh, I wanted to use the Caduceus, but that would give me another sin card. Can I even attack? If you're being held, okay, I get invigorated. Oh, sorry, I should be at 6 from when I got healed. I could throw furniture at him and take... Okay, so I could do 1 wound to him that way for sure. All right, we got a lot of actions. Oh, she only has 1 now because she's so wounded. Well, she can do her exemplary punishment, or banishment, or punishment. That'll get 1 wound on him automatically. I can throw furniture at him. That'll get 1 wound as well. And if he gets a counterattack from the other person doing a wound, I can use abstain to cancel it, so he will actually take the damage. Okay, so we should be able to win, like, no matter what here. So once again, who's the best to actually hurt him? I think it's going to be the artist. She's going to do her little climby climb thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think is how that works. That'd be +6. And then since she's above him, she'll copy the archer's thing again. So she's got 14 dice. And I can use abstain to cancel the counterattack. So this should be fine. That seems good enough. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Wow, she actually got 2 wounds. Well, there's a heavily boosted counterattack. So let's see what it would do. Counter strike. Move 3 approaching the fiercest champion. If there are any champions in the area Achilles is in, do 2 damage base. So that would be boosted by +3, 5. And then he would push them. But nope, we're just going to say abstain and none of that happens. And then, yeah, we'll just go ahead and do exemplary punishment to blast him. Whew, take that, buddy. I don't think I have to kill the spear. If I do, that's dumb. He's not even holding it. So theoretically, he's defeated. All right, let's see what our ending says. Remember, we could have also won just by losing, but let's see what it says. The battle was intense. The Myrmidon is an opponent worthy of his reputation. But in the end, whether through strength, strategy, or trickery, you once again proved to be the best warriors that Christendom has at its disposal. No, that cannot be. Achilles is on his knees in disbelief. Even after being battered, he still cannot believe he would be defeated. I should be invincible in this place, not weak like mortals. Though disincarnated, his soul reproduces the symptoms of a beaten body. You are the son of Peleus. Dante takes the opportunity to lecture him while you recover from the battle. However, not being able to die does not mean that you will not feel anguish, pain, or tiredness. Otherwise, the punishments in this place would be of no use. You will recover, but it'll take time. The damned never forget such feelings. Take advantage of the fact that you have rediscovered a remnant of your humanity in humility, Achaean, and change your ways. Leaving the man to reflect, you move on. Okay, and then we just do a little cleanup stuff. I would level up from level 1 to level 2 with another card, like you saw with the mercenary or whoever my main characters are. I didn't make a deal with the wit, so I don't have to read that. And then let's clean everything up, and we'd be ready to go to Circle 3. So there you go. That is a full combat in Dante. Went way more smoothly than I expected it to. And that's going to be it for my play videos of this one. I'm going to send this copy of the game on to Steve at the Co-op Guild. And then if they send me another copy of the game later, then I'll play it enough to do a review, maybe a podcast. We'll see how that goes. But thanks for watching, everybody. And a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Steve Wren, Pedro Lucas, Miles, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.